Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Bryce Lewis. Had a chance to work out with none other than Mike Tuchscherer. He was coming to Colorado Springs to look for a house not too far from me. He made a trip out, and we got a chance to train in my basement. So, what's on tap today? Deadlifts, pause deadlifts for Mike, sets of 8 regular conventional deadlifts for me, and after that we move on to some bench press for me and banded bench press for Mike. So it was really cool getting to chat and hang out with one of my idols. I mean, I have, I'm putting up in a few days some pictures of some coaches that I admire and look up to. Mike is one of them, so to get to train with him in person was a huge honor for me, and got to get to know a little bit more about him, just generally chat with him a little bit more. I'll explain some of the more technical bits of what we're seeing here. What you see attached to the bar is sometimes called a tendo unit. This specific one is called gym aware. It allows you to track different metrics as far as the bar goes: bar speed, velocity, acceleration, peak acceleration, and a bunch of other variables to pretty darn good accuracy and precision. It's linked up to his phone there, and he has his laptop open with his training program, which is probably one of the most sophisticated spreadsheets I've ever seen. VBA buttons, database for the last 5 years or something like that, as far as sets and reps that he's done, and so many different metrics and ways to analyze things. He said some of it was outdated and not being used anymore, but it was really cool to get a little peek in there and kind of see what other coaches are doing. So we had a nice chance to talk about training, talk about auto-regulation, bar speed, tracking bar speed and velocity, and just a ton of other things, competing, coaching athletes, different ideas as far as programming goes, and actually I'll be on his podcast here in a few days. We'll be filming on Thursday. But it was a lot of fun, and got to see some of the different training concepts that he uses. For instance, he does a fair amount of different variations on training movements besides just the competition squat, bench, and deadlift. For instance, the pause varieties that you are seeing now, and using accommodating resistance on the bench, among other things. He's very famous for those pressure breaths on the deadlift, which I thought was it's interesting to see. And if it's honestly something that's repeatable and something that helps him lift more weights, hey, that's something to keep in your training and keep in your programming. So it's really nice to see that coming from him. We've got a few different angles here, from the side, from the front, as well. But nothing makes you lift harder and with more enthusiasm than being in front of one of your training idols. So I'm hoping with him moving out here over the summer, we'll get a chance to get in some more sessions and make some more content, and get some training sessions in back and forth, because I think it was a good training environment. I think we both got a lot out of it, even on short notice, and Mike traveling and stuff like that. So Mike has to bow out of Raw Worlds, or Raw Classic Worlds, this year, because he's moving, and the Air Force won't let him take some time off or shift back their move date so that he can go compete. So unfortunately, the move is prioritized. But the good news is that he's still got many years of training and competing in him, so I'm sure there'll be another competition. He's looking forward to completely coming back out of his injury. So he had some injuries. I think his squat is about 90% back to full normal, and deadlift just about the same. Bench press, as always, a huge lift for him, but deadlift is the one that he's best known for in competition. I really got the chance to realize that he's a very detail-oriented guy. And if that didn't come across already loud and clear from just the way that he talks about training and the way that he trains athletes, it certainly came across in person. But not necessarily in a nitpicky way, but just talking about details that might actually matter. And it's refreshing, to actually have some real conversation about programming especially having someone in your gym training with you that you're able to talk about this stuff with. So, so yeah, I mean, I love training at a home gym, but it's also really nice to be able to train with other people, especially people that know programming, get to talk about this, because it's stuff that obviously we're both passionate about, and we get to bounce ideas back and forth off of each other, and hopefully build and create something that's ultimately better for clients in the long run, and progress the sport as a whole. So as far as bar speed and tracking bar speed, I'm not really sure that I noticed anything particular. Probably part of that is because I'm only tracking bar speed for one specific day, and I don't have months of data to pull from as far as drawing conclusions and things like that. Although it is interesting, and it is a pretty darn cool thing to track. I'm just not sure that because I'm not auto-regulating based off of bar speed, I'm actually not even auto-regulating my training right now, besides realizing that if something's an off day, maybe I'll come back and do it the next day. That tracking bar speed will help me a whole lot right now. I thought it would, and I thought getting a Tendo or a gym-aware unit would be something really cool. And it probably still is, but probably the kind of thing that I'm going to want to wait on a little bit and probably put that money toward other things like a deadlift jack in my gym, so I don't have to lift up the darn plates every single time, and like the Ohio Power Bar, which is still out of stock. Anyway, long story short, getting to train with Mike was absolutely awesome, and we went out to dinner afterwards and had a nice chance to share a burger and talk about a bunch more training concepts generally, and how we program for athletes in different situations. Real genuine guy, and I am honored. I'm going to shut up now and just let the footage roll. If you got anything out of this, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Very much looking forward to hearing those and responding to those, and I will talk to you guys later.
Yeah.